Hello world, it's Godzilla with you once again. Hope you guys are doing quite well. Today I'm talking live from this wonderful beach pier, but actually on this video I'll be talking about 2020 Toyfair. Obviously we didn't expect much from Godzilla vs. Kong because that is months away, and I had kind of already guessed that we wouldn't get any figure reveals until about either Comic-Con or sometime after that. But we did get some nice reveals from NECA, one of which I'm very excited about. Some new board games are going to be coming out, some new plushies, and I'll be talking about all of that in this video, so check it out. Stay tuned.
Surging up from the depths of the sea on a tidal wave of terror to wreak vengeance on mankind. A gigantic beast, cavalcade of electrifying horror.
And so of course some new figures and even a board game were announced. But before I get to those, I do want to go over the new image that was, I think, leaked from Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's really just a promotional image that shows Godzilla using his nuclear breath. Really the big thing of note is that his spines now, when he's using his nuclear blast, actually go full white, more like the classic Godzilla. Other than that, it really just looks like an image of Godzilla firing his beam into a city. I wouldn't make such a big deal of it, especially because it's a promotional image. It looks like very much like concept art, so you know, the film will probably look quite a bit different. Like if you look at some of the concept art from Godzilla or Godzilla King of the Monsters, the end product looks quite different. The next big thing was that Funko announced that they'll be creating a board game called Godzilla Tokyo Clash that will support 2 to 4 players. Just like a little board game that will have like minifigures, and you'll be kind of playing against each other as monsters, I guess, which is really cool. In a way, I kind of like board games. Like, I'm not a huge board games person. I mean, like, they're fun when you have friends and you have like a little party. And
it's the Godzilla game. Only the winner will escape Godzilla's jaws.
I didn't even realize Funko made board games. So now I guess they're doing that. Fans that maybe want to share Godzilla related stuff with other people, this is great because, you know, when you're a Godzilla fan and you want to introduce your friends to Godzilla, you bring out a board game and you have some fun.
The Godzilla game comes complete with all you see here.
It's a great way for them to learn the names of the monsters and a bit of the movie trivia and stuff like that. So in that sense, I think it's pretty cool, and it's a great way to bring new audiences into Godzilla. And the next thing were these jumbo plushies that were kind of revealed. I think it's like King Ghidorah, NECA Godzilla, Godzilla, that were kind of, some photos were shown. And they look, I mean, pretty cute, but I would like to maybe see something that maybe, you know, matches more of the new version of the monsters. They're not going to try and match too accurately the monsters in the new films. They're going to make them more for kids. And they definitely, for this one, they went with more cute.
Hey, Miller, where are we going?
And more silly, just for kids. Which is obviously the point. I mean, I get plushies are cool and all, and I would maybe like to have a Godzilla plushie, but again, I don't think any of these really are on my wish list.
Oh, come on! Hey, stop that! God damn it!
For me, the big news, the big highlight is NECA. NECA came around to the showcase of Toyfair 2020 for Godzilla, because they revealed not 1 but 2 new Godzilla figures. Maybe some of you are disappointed that NECA is not doing any other kaiju besides Godzilla. They announced the Godzilla 1989, Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Biollante, which is really interesting in that, like, they already did a Godzilla 94 and a Godzilla 95, but Godzilla 89 is much more similar to Godzilla 94, but yet this figure looks very unique. It's its own like mold completely, because I thought maybe like they were just gonna take the 94 figure and modify the head a little bit, but no, they definitely made it look more like the 89 suit. So in that sense, that's really cool. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the figure itself. Honestly, I think SH Monster Arts probably did a much better job with their 89 figure, but I do appreciate that NECA tried. I feel like with the NECA figures, they always aim for an artistic interpretation of the suit, whereas like SH Monster Arts is like a super accurate version of the suit. But I do think that for fans of the 89 figure that want to get their hands on something more articulated, they might like it. So far, well, I think the criticism is very light. I mean, some people are not happy with it, but I don't think it's as bad as some of the really, the hard reactions we've gotten before. That's the Godzilla 89 figure. But really, the item that I've wanted to get to this whole time, the one that I want to talk about, is really this guy right here in NECA form. That's right, NECA has announced a Godzilla 2003 Tokyo SOS Godzilla figure that they're doing, even with the scar and everything. It's the actual Tokyo SOS version, in fact, because SH Monster Arts did the 2002 version and from Godzilla x NECA Godzilla. So it's actually really cool, not only that NECA is picking up this figure, but also doing the Tokyo SOS version, which is the one I like more. This suit is probably my second favorite suit of all time. The Kidogoji suit is like up there for me. I really like this suit a lot, right? It's been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. So I gasped. I literally gasped as soon as I saw that NECA was making this, and I was like, well, NECA, you know what? Everything I said about you, and all is forgiven, because this figure looks, I mean, the fact that they're doing it, first of all, is awesome. I never got my hands on the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2002 figure in time before it, like, prices skyrocketed. But also there were some problems with that figure and the eyes and everything. I said to myself, well, maybe NECA will make a version. I'll just wait. I'm glad I did, because not only have they made actually what is a pretty good looking figure, they also did the Tokyo SOS version, which I actually prefer that one. So the quality of the figure is, again, it goes back to what I said with NECA. It's not suit accurate, but it's inspired by it. But the NECA figure looks great, and it looks like it's gonna have some great articulation. I like the way they do the scar actually a little bit better on the figure, because Bandai's version is a bit more exaggerated. It's actually red, but in the movie his scar is actually like the same color as the rest of the skin. It's not actually red. But I think the rest of the figure looks really good. I think maybe the head is a little too small. Like, I feel like Godzilla Kidogoji has a bit more of a pronounced head. It's a bit wider out. And NECA looks like they kind of squished it a little bit. The mold is, and he's almost a little too hunched over, I think. These are small criticisms, especially for one, the figure that will be in the price range of less than $30 that will be articulated, that will have like good quality to it. I cannot complain. I think I've already seen a few comments saying it's like one of the best figures that NECA's ever done. So really no one seems to be complaining about this figure. At least I haven't seen any negative opinions about it, except from certain things. But also, this is the Tokyo SOS version, which for me, I know that's dumb, that just the fact that it has a scar, but I think that's what makes this suit so unique, what makes it stand out. This is definitely, for me, one of the standout moments of Toyfair 2020, which in fact is awesome because I wasn't expecting anything. I knew there was not going to be anything for Godzilla vs. Kong, and I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. This is like one of my favorite Godzilla suits of all time, and I think the figure actually looks really good. And it'll be nice to see how it compares with this Bandai Godzilla Tokyo SOS version. I used to have an articulated Godzilla 2002. So I have had both before, the 2003 and 2002. I've had both because it's one of my favorite suits. I mean, they're almost exactly the same suit, really. I've had an articulated version of the 2002 version that had like a sound, and if you've seen it, it was like in Age of Monsters and some old videos of mine a long time ago. So it was really cool because it was articulated and the quality was really good, and it had like a sound button, and this was years before SH Monster Arts actually, so it was like a really cool figure. But it's gonna be, I think, an excellent figure. Definitely when I pick it up, I'll let you guys know, but I feel very excited about it. But anyway, that's kind of my general coverage of Toyfair. Not so many things for Godzilla vs. Kong announced at all. A few things, you know, plushies, and board game. I think the big highlights were the NECA figures, and while nothing really extraordinary, you know, in terms of like new designs or new monsters or anything, it's just more Godzilla figures. For me personally, I'm very happy that they announced it. So in a personal way, I'm excited, but I do realize that some fans will probably be disappointed because they could have done new kaiju like that are not Godzilla. But anyway, that's kind of my coverage of Toyfair 2020. Let me know what you guys think on the figures or the plushies or the board game announced. Are any of them like, is there anything you guys are excited for? Are you guys like dying to pre-order, or are you guys more tepid and more waiting until actual merchandise and figures get unveiled for Godzilla vs. Kong later in the year? Anyway, that's it for this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!